Good morning. It's afternoon, actually. Good afternoon, guys. Today I'm talking about trauma bonding, what you need to know, why this is very vital to you emerging from where you are currently, the pain that you may have carried as a child, the issues that you may be dealing with that are kind of difficult for you to emerge from, and what you really need to do to really begin to free yourself from trauma bonding so that you can begin to move into a healthier space and make your life become better than remaining bitter. Trauma bonding is something we do in relationships, in friendships, in romantic relationships, any form of relationship that we may be in. We may even find ourselves in a workplace where we're trauma bonding with people that are going through, but we don't really know the source of the root cause of why we're going through trauma. So today I'm sharing about what you need to know about trauma bonding, how trauma bonding is formed, and how you can begin to help yourself emerge from a place where you may be trauma bonded at the moment, but you don't really know how to get out. We all grew up as humans. We were all born into this life of good and evil, and without really knowing the difference between good and evil, or even knowing ourselves, we get lost in the process of trying to figure out what life is all about. And in the process of trying to figure out what life is all about, we also acquire pain. And in acquiring pain, we get into a space where we now begin to trauma bond with other people that are going through life, and in that process we are also losing ourselves. So today I'm talking about trauma bonding, what you need to know, why this is important in your journey in life. I have been trauma bonded for so long, and I came to the point of finding myself and liberating myself from it. Mostly, like I've always shared, healing is a lifetime process. Hi Baya, thanks for joining from Frisco. Healing is a lifetime process, and during this healing process you're going to find out that you're going to be uncovering layers and layers and layers of what you've gone through as a child to really emerge into where you are and where you need to be with yourself. Trauma bonding, I will begin from when you were as a child. You were born without even knowing what trauma was like. You were born into a family where there may be dysfunctionalities going on. You may be born into a family where there's breakups or a broken home or even divorce happening, and you've witnessed so much of abuse, verbal, emotional, mental, physical abuse. It may even be sexual abuse. And so you have developed a level of trauma or several levels of traumas as you're growing up, and those have built on in your life. And what happens when you have built on layers of trauma is that you begin to connect with people that are also in the same space. Like I've always shared with you guys, pain always attracts pain. Pain always attracts pain. So you're in a place where you're bonding with people that have also gone through trauma, and you're always trying to build on the self-pity party first. And what you're doing is connecting first based on the pain that you've gone through. Take a romantic relationship. You start having a conversation about, oh, this is what I've been through. This is where I was. This is what my ex went through with me. And you start having all those conversations. And what you start to do is create a way where your trauma is bringing you to closeness, but you think that you are really bonding with someone based out of love. And what you discover is the packaging that comes in at the first few months of the relationship. Maybe after 2 or 3 months, you begin to see the true color of the partner, and their mask begin to fall off, and the abuse that you've endured as a child, or the trauma that you've endured as a child, begin to show up again. But that's all you've known as a child. That's all you've been taught to be what love looks like for you. And so in the process, what you're doing is acquiring that attachment based on what you've known as a child. The pain and the trauma that you've known as a child is now making you become attached to the partner. And this attachment makes it now difficult for you to detach. This is why we beg, we plead, we long to stay in a relationship that's not right for us, because we also have trauma that we haven't uncovered or healed from. And that's what trauma bonding really is, the attachment to what is similar to you, what is familiar to you, what you've grown up to know as what you think love is, what you've grown up to know as a way of relating to people, what you've grown up to know as the norm, which is not necessarily the norm. And so you begin to form trauma bond with the partner and think that that relationship is right for you. When they start to abuse you because you've grown up in an abusive environment or you've been abused as a child, that attachment makes you bonded because of the trauma, and you begin to beg the abusive partner to let you stay. You beg the abusive partner to hold on to you, even though they're telling you it's not going to work. All you've known and witnessed and experienced as a child is either emotional abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse. And so you're attached based on the trauma that you have and haven't uncovered yet with this partner. And you start to feel that the extreme behavior of your partner, the irrational behavior of your partner, the abuse that you're getting from your partner is what you truly deserve to have, when that is actually not love. All trauma bonding does to you is keep you in a place of pain, because that's all you've known growing up. That's all you've been growing up. That's how your mental mindset has developed into where you're keeping yourself in a dangerous situation and thinking that you can make things work or make things better. Hi, Kemi. Thanks so much for joining. And so you have to really come to understand that trauma bonding is not love. Trauma bonding is based on pain. Trauma bonding cannot bring you healing. Trauma bonding can only allow you to become attached. And attachment is not what true love is. Attachment is based on the pain and the trauma that's buried, that's hidden, that's not yet uncovered. Because your soul is longing to be free. When you're trauma bonded from a childhood experience, there is a detachment from your soul. There are 4 parts to us: the mind, the body, the soul, and your spirit. But when you happen to be in a space of pain, you are disconnected from your soul and your spirit, but you're bonded with your mind and thoughts and your body. And that's why we subject our bodies sometimes to abuse. And because the trauma is there, you're not looking to get away from it, because you don't even know where you are in that moment. There is a huge void in your life. And your soul is longing to become free. Your spirit is longing to be found again. But your flesh and your convoluted mindset now lead you to connect with people, even friends, that are trauma bonding with you. And sometimes we call them haters, but we don't realize that it's the pain that we carry that makes us become attracted to them. And in becoming attracted to friendship and romantic relationships with people that are in a place of trauma themselves, what we're forming is trauma bonds that keep us more in a place of pain than in a place of healing. And for you to move beyond the pain, you have to recognize that you're trauma bonded to people, and you need to discard yourself. Either go no contact with these people so that you can begin to heal yourself. Today I'm talking about trauma bonding because it's something I've experienced myself over the years while I was working on healing and finding myself. Everybody that I came in touch with in terms of a relationship, in terms of friendship, was based on the trauma that I had experienced. And so I was trauma bonding with people until I began to heal myself. And no one can really help you heal until you begin to heal yourself. Let me type that down. No one can help you heal until you begin to heal yourself. And healing yourself is really a journey of self-discovery. And I talk more about this in my book, Beyond the Pain, and my memoir that's coming out this year. And what you discover is when you're in a place of trauma bonding, you can never love anyone from a place of pain. You can never love anyone. Give me 1 second, let me type this. You can never love anyone from a place of pain, including yourself. And I've documented this in my book, Beyond the Pain. And you have to understand that when you're in a place of pain, all you're going to attract are people that are also in a place of pain. And what you do is you trauma bond with them, and they can't really help you heal. I shared that this morning. I shared my quote with you guys this morning on your circle. How do you know the people in your circle? If your association or circle is based on pain and trauma bonding, when life happens to you, they will leave you or give you more pain and never support you to heal. They cannot help you find your strength or find yourself or even help you grow. Be mindful of those you keep in your circle. Why do you have to be mindful of those you keep in your circle? Because those you keep in your circle are those that help you trauma bond when they're not supporting your growth or helping you gain a conscious awareness of who you are. So how do you overcome trauma bonding? Number one, recognize that you have to heal from what you have gone through. You have to heal from what you have gone through. And it's you taking the time to be able to free yourself from trauma bond. I'm going to type a few things that can help you to heal and free yourself from trauma bonding. Recognize the following. So number one, you have to take the time to heal yourself and free yourself from every hidden pain or trauma that you've gone through. Most of the time, this is one of the most difficult things that we have to face in our journey. We don't want to go back and dig through the rot of what we've gone through. We package the rot of what we've gone through and present it in another relationship. We want people to feel that we have it right together, but deep underneath what we're presenting are layers of pain that we connect to. How do you usually connect to this when it comes to a romantic relationship? Someone shows up in your life and begins to tell you everything that you so desired in having in a partner. They ask you the question. I shared that last week on trauma and healing. You connect with them and they share with you everything that your soul has been longing for to help you free yourself. And it looks too good to be true. And the relationship happens so really fast. And you think that this person is going to be your savior, but no one can really help you heal until you take the time to uncover from the hidden pain and trauma that you've gone through. That is number one. You have to work on healing yourself. If you don't heal yourself, you would end up finding yourself in a relationship that is happening so fast and you think that you're being swept off your feet. Number two, don't fall in love too fast. Don't believe in a relationship that makes you feel good too quickly. Feeling good is different from being good. When it's true love in terms of a relationship or even a friendship, when it's true love, what is being brought to you at first is the truth that you need to heal, you need to connect with and heal from whatever is not truthful in your life. The partner shows up and begins to tell you the truth that you don't want to hear, but it's also what you need to hear. And when you're not absorbing what you need to hear, you fall for the fantasy and the illusions that are created from a place of pain. And those help you fall too quickly and too fast into the arms of the wrong person. But what does that also teach you about yourself? You're yet to discover that part of you that needs to heal. And so that partner who's bringing you more pain that you're connecting to too quickly, sounded too charismatic, sounded too good to be true, brought you the knowledge that there is work that you need to do and heal from, and there is more about yourself that you don't know yet that you need to uncover. The void that you need to fill is what that relationship is teaching you, and that's what you really need to connect to, then allow yourself to fall too quickly. Number three is to watch out for the red flags. I've shared several times on dating red flags when it comes to a relationship. Watch out for the dating red flags. You can read more about dating red flags on my website and my blogs. You have to really know what these red flags are. They may not be common red flags that you're used to seeing when it comes to a relationship. But as long as you're in the process of discovering and healing yourself, you will be able to recognize what your needs are that are being met by you and how they reflect in the partner that you're looking at, and how that partner is not in line or in sync with your own life and relationship goals, and how that partner is not the right one for you. As long as you're allowing yourself to see that, you will be able to connect to what is true and allow yourself to see the reason why you don't have to trauma bond. Number 4, to begin to heal from trauma bonding, you have to accept what is. Whatever has happened to you has happened to you, and you have to learn the lessons from them. You separate your wants from your needs. You work on yourself to heal. You forgive, and you move on, and you go no contact with these people that may have brought you trauma. Because as long as you have these people that have brought you trauma in your life, you will never be free from trauma bonding. And what that will do to you is allow you to connect with more people that will lead you to trauma bond again. It's an attachment that we've been conditioned with as children, but we have to outgrow as adults as we begin to find ourselves. So accept what is, separate yourself, go no contact. Going no contact allows you not to even connect with them anymore or have any association to where they're contaminating your spirit and soul. You are now on the journey of finding yourself. You are now on the journey of healing yourself. You are now on the journey of becoming a better version of yourself. And so you have to dissociate from them to really begin to free yourself. Number 5 is that you have to set healthy boundaries as you move forward. If you're not learning to set healthy boundaries, you will not be able to say no to them and say yes to yourself. Setting healthy boundaries is you saying, I know what I need in my space. I know what I need to work on in my space. I know what I need to do for myself. As long as I'm loving myself, as long as I'm finding myself, I would have boundaries that you cannot cross. Hi, Kunle. You will have boundaries that people cannot cross. They may not like the fact that you're setting healthy boundaries, but those healthy boundaries are what help you keep your healthy mindset and allow you to continue to be conscious with yourself and to stay in a place where you're healing, not in a place where you're becoming broken or being pulled back. Remember my quote, trees don't bend back to become shrubs. Dead trees always shed dead leaves. And as long as you're shedding dead leaves, you're setting boundaries and saying, you know what, anything that doesn't bring me into a healthy state of mind, a healthy emotional state, a healthy mental state, a healthy spiritual state, I will not connect to. You are the CEO of your life, and you have to be consciously aware of what it is that you're looking for. You have to be consciously aware. That is number 6. Gain the conscious awareness of where you want to be with yourself, what your life goals are. Become consciously aware of who you are. And as long as you're consciously aware of who you are, you will not connect again to form an attachment or trauma bonding. Remember what I said. Trauma bonding is attachment based on the pain that we've gone through as children that we have not healed from, that allows us to continue to make irrational decisions. Connect with people that are also trauma bonding with us. Connect to the relationship that's not healthy, that allows us to see abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse as the norm, and we believe that is what love is, but that's not what true love is. True love does not deplete you, deplete or abuse you. True love elevates you. And as long as you're not being elevated, and you're being depleted, you have to take yourself out of it. Otherwise, you will remain in a place of trauma bonding and you will never heal. The final thing is to stop being naive. A lot of us are naive because we've grown to all we've known is the trauma bond. And we're not educating ourselves enough. We're not empowering ourselves enough. We're allowing people to shift our mindset and lead us into places where we don't belong. We're socially conforming to the norm of the society, and that allows us to stay in a place of pain, not move beyond the pain, but continue to trauma bond with other people. And so you have to gain that conscious awareness. No one can do the work for you until you do the work. If I did not choose to do the work 10 years ago, I would not be here even sharing this with you guys. I would have been dead. But I fought every little iota of my life and said, God, if you give me a second chance to live right, to really find myself, to really discover why I'm going through all this trauma, why I'm going through all this pain, I would really begin to go on this mission of helping others do the same. Coaching, speaking, writing to help others find themselves and really figure out what life is. And that's my purpose in life. That's why I'm still here. That's why I'm still able to share with you guys and continue to write to help you gain the knowledge, gain the awareness, and break the generational cycles that are repeated in our families without us even seeing it. Again, it's all about recognizing how you're trauma bonding, what trauma is teaching you about yourself. What are you releasing than holding on to? When you're holding on to the pain that you've carried from childhood, when you're not uncovering, some of them you're not even aware of, when you're not uncovering these things, when you're not healing from them, what you do is trauma bond and attach to other people that are also going through similar experiences. Not necessarily what you went through, but something similar to what you're going through. And because of the similarities, we're connecting to more pain. We're trauma bonding with people, we're becoming attached. And when they try to let go, we try to hold on. We're begging, we're pleading, we're chasing because we're yet to discover who we are. All we know is that trauma bond that we're forming. And if you're not careful of who you're bonding with, you'll end up with more pain than you recognizing it. The goal in life is to heal. The goal in life is to heal. The goal in life is to become better. The goal in life is to find yourself and know what works best for you. What are your life and relationship goals? How are those driving you to become a better version of you? How are the people that you're surrounded with helping you or supporting you to become a better version of you? If they're not doing anything to help you become better and you're not doing anything to help them become better, what you have is a transactional relationship, not true love in terms of relationship. And so you have to disconnect. You have to detach. You have to begin to get yourself out of the trauma bonds that you're building with people and realize that attachment is not the same thing as love. True love will see you with your flaws and help you become better. True love would elevate you, not deplete you. True love will make you become free of anything that's bringing you toxicity and help you gain a conscious awareness of who you are while you're also growing to become the best version of yourself. If you're not in an environment of true love, make today the day where you're breaking cycles, you're breaking patterns, you're stopping generational curses from happening to you and your family and saying yes to yourself. What you have is what you can give. You can't give what you do not have. You cannot even love anyone from a place of pain, including yourself. And until you free yourself and become free from pain and you're able to move beyond the pain, you will keep attaching to trauma bond. I want you to know, trauma bond does not help you become better. It only makes you become worse. It keeps you in a place of self-denial and self-hate and self-loathing. But you have to make the choice to change your story, to change your life, to choose you. Because what you have is not what you can connect with and build healthy with. If you don't have love within, you cannot even give it to someone else or have someone share it with you. Because what we accept is who we are. But if you're accepting trauma from other people as what you want to live by, then you will keep building trauma bonds and not free yourself from it. So today, my challenge to you is to begin to examine everything that you've buried underneath the rug that you may have gone through as a child or even as an adult, to begin to heal from them. If you need support, feel free to email me, coaching@KemiSogunle.com, and I'll be more than happy to help you get started. I have gone through this journey. I've written about this in my books. I coach about it. I speak about it when I go on speaking engagements. Again, my mission in life is to really help you become better, find yourself, find your own voice, heal from every trauma that you've gone through, and become free to live your own voice. You are born as a light. People will come to dim your light when they allow you to gain trauma and bond with trauma, then allow you to be the light that you are. But you have to stand tall and say, you know what? I am this light. I am this love. I'm going to find that truth. I'm going to accept the truth. I'm going to accept everything that I've gone through that has brought me this awareness so that I can heal from it and begin to move into a healthy space and a healthier lifestyle that will make me become better, not remain bitter. Again, feel free to email me, coaching@KemiSogunle.com. Get the books. I've written about trauma bonding in being single and beyond the pain. And I'm writing more about that in my book, my memoir that's coming out this year. So again, the goal is for you to find yourself and allow you to heal from the pain that you may have been connecting to, or the pain that you may have buried for so long. Without healing, you really don't find your voice. Without healing, you really don't move beyond the pain. The goal is to move beyond the pain and help yourself get into a better space and free yourself from attachment and trauma bonding. As long as you're trauma bonding, you will not find your voice. So feel free to inbox, email, coaching@kemisogunle.com. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. If you have questions while I'm on air now, please feel free to post your questions and I'll be more than happy to answer them. I'll give it 5 more minutes so that I can answer questions if anyone has questions. Remember, if you don't ask, you don't receive. And if you don't receive, you may not find what you're looking for or gain knowledge of that you need to gain to free yourself from being trauma bonded with other people. So again, I'm hanging on to be able to help support you, help you gain that awareness that you need to free yourself from trauma bonding. If you have questions, post your questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer. If there are no questions, I'll be signing off. And I hope that you all gain the awareness that you need to gain. Again, remember that the more you gain an awareness of everything you're going through in life, what you're doing is empowering yourself and you're freeing yourself from trauma bond. You're allowing yourself to become a better version of yourself. You're allowing yourself to move from a place of pain to a place of healing and forgiveness. You're allowing yourself to gain a conscious awareness that there is more ahead of you than the pain that you're connecting to. You're also going to be breaking generational cycles by choosing to heal, then allow yourself to remain in a place of pain. Pain has no power over you except you choose to accept it. Pain has no power over you except you choose to accept it. And whatever you choose becomes your reality. Becomes your reality. So again, it's all about you gaining that awareness, allowing yourself to emerge from a place of pain, allowing yourself to move beyond the pain, and allowing yourself to gain an understanding that everything you may have connected to in terms of pain is only holding you back from living your best life. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Take care. Talk to you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.